Hi, welcome back once again to the Rose and Crown. Today, a really quick, simple recipe, and it's just a stunning way to finish a dinner party or just to sit on your own and indulge if you're a chocoholic. I'm going to make some liqueur chocolate truffles and just dust them in cocoa. They're rich, they're unctuous, probably not the healthiest thing you'll ever eat, but then you're not going to eat too many of them. What I'm starting off with is 250 grams of double cream. Into that we're going to add 50 grams of butter and also 50 grams of sugar. All of that goes into a pan onto a heat, and we're going to bring that just up to a boil, gently whisking just to make sure all the sugar is dissolved and the butter is melted. So we bring that up to a heat. Meanwhile, in a bowl here we have 275 grams of dark chocolate. This is 70% cocoa solids. Now if you can buy chocolate buttons like this, that's perfect. If not, you can always buy bigger bars of 70% chocolate and just chop them up or blitz them in a blender until the pieces are much smaller. 275 grams of that, and to that we're going to add 60 milliliters of your chosen liqueur. So you could use an orange liqueur, you could use a mint liqueur. Here we've used amaretto because it just happens to be one of my favourite flavours. We have these chocolate truffles on to be served with coffee at the Rose and Crown. I just want to show you how easy it can be, but there are a few things you have to watch out for just to make sure you get that beautifully smooth consistency. The first thing is, once you've brought the cream, the butter and the sugar up to a heat, you don't want to pour it straight onto the chocolate. You want to let it cool down just a little bit, just to make sure that you're not going to scald the chocolate and split it, so you'll get a dense mixture and then a lot of the fat from the cream and the cocoa butter from the chocolate splitting out and separating, which will give you quite a grainy effect. So what we need to do is let that cool down for just a moment, just so it's not boiling. Pour this on, and then you have to let it sit. Don't start stirring it immediately. Let the whole mixture cool down and let the chocolate soften and let it start to melt into the cream mixture. Once it's been doing that for a minute or two, we then start to whisk it and we bring it into a lovely, beautiful, smooth, rich chocolate truffle mix. So you've got 275 grams of dark chocolate pellets or chopped dark chocolate, 250 grams or 250 milliliters of double cream. Into that we put 50 grams of sugar and 50 grams of butter, brought that up to a heat, left it for a minute or two just to come down past boil, so it's not at boiling point. Tip that onto the chocolate and let it sit for just a minute. Once we've got it to that point, we can start whisking, and you'll see that the mixture starts to come together. Gently mix it, you don't want to slop everything all up the sides. And you'll see that the mixture's not splitting, it's got that beautiful shine as it all starts to become homogenized. At this point, we take our liqueur and we tip it all in, every last drop, 60 milliliters. You can of course add a little bit more or a little bit less if your tastes are slightly different. And then whisk. And you have this beautiful, smooth, shiny chocolate truffle mix. And that is all there is to it. Right, now it's time for us to ball up the truffles, dust them in cocoa, and this can be done again a few days in advance. They'll keep in the fridge for probably up to a week or even more. So we've got our mixture, which is beautifully silky smooth, and we're going to let that cool down and then put it in a tub. Here's one that I've made earlier. We've got boiling water in a cup, with a melon baller or Parisian scoop, get the metal end warm, and then you can see where we've taken some balls of truffles out before. Push it face down into the truffle mix, rotate, just dip it back in the water momentarily, and then toss it out into the cocoa. All we've done is sift some cocoa into a metal tray, and then we get beautifully round, soft truffles. You need to make sure your mixture has set up in the fridge, and take it out about 10 minutes before you want to start balling your truffles. Now of course, you don't actually have to use a melon baller if you don't have one and you don't want to go and get one. What you can do of course is just take any old spoon, scoop a bit out, roll it in your hands, it's a little bit of a messier job, into the cocoa and dust it. And then you have beautiful rich liqueur truffles dusted with bitter cocoa. The finest thing you'll have with a beautiful rich coffee. Thanks again.